astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start.
2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today. See, there I was just chilling, having a great day, when all of a sudden I started to get this uneasy feeling, like something wasn't right with the world. Was it finally turning on its axis? Was Armageddon upon us? Something felt strange, it felt off. I didn't know what to do, and then, all of a sudden I saw it was because Jason from Awake Souls and his boyfriend Ronnie were making a video. Scary combination. It'd be like having Larry King and Cosby as the bartenders of your daughter's wedding. Not a great idea. So before we begin, I always like to say a prayer to Yahweh. So if you would be so kind as to bow your heads. And we begin as we always do in the name of Yahweh Shaddai and of the Yahweh Shun and of the Yahweh Spirit. Yahweh, I hope you're well. I also know you listen to my prayers. There's only 6.5 billion of us on the earth right now, so even if every human had only 1 second of their life to pray to you, that's 206 years that it would take you just to hear every human prayer. So obviously you can hear all of our prayers at once, because what kind of creator would expect anything less besides the constant crying and the wailing and the asking and the begging? So I know you love that part. So please bless my video, and please forgive Jason for being basically a sack of shit. Please forgive him for using my name in all his video titles. Please forgive Ronnie for backstabbing Jason eventually. I know he hasn't done it yet, but I mean, come on. Yahweh Hoshi, you know the future. You know that the guy's got an established track record. Okay, it's going to happen. Forgive them for calling me a Satanist while lying worse than, anyone else. Also, Yamaha, I'm thinking about the mansion that you've been building up there for me. And, call me crazy, but aren't you God? So couldn't you just snap your fingers and then they'd be done? I don't know, it just seems like 2,000 years. It's like a slow building project for, Yoshi-Hoshi. So just don't be too harsh on Jason or Ronnie. They were born in sin, and so it's not hard to call people deceivers with no evidence, because they just don't have to be accountable for their actions, because Jesus died for their sins, thank goodness. Or not Jesus, Yehoshahush. So, they have it rough. I mean, it's not their fault. It's Satan's, really. I mean, that's really what you need to see. It's Satan. He's just causing all this trouble. Anyway, thanks for the talk, and thanks for the time. I know I went way over my 1 second, but I hope you got it. And I hope my mansion is coming along just great. Okay, well, Yamaha and Yamahuer, all praise to be you two. Big ups. And amen.
Hello, everyone. Jason here. I just wanted to point out to you something that's happening with jeranism. I'm going to expose this deception, right? And I pointed this out to Ronnie of Event Skeptic, and he responded, "Where's the amazing straight line sun reflection leading straight to the camera's eye? Clearly fake. Timestamped at 6:16. You love animation."
What an idiot.
All right, cool. We got to hear from Ronnie, the researcher extraordinaire. I'm telling you guys, there's not a 24-hour sun in Fairbanks, Alaska, because there's not supposed to be. But he pointed out clearly that if you can't see the reflection line going from the sun to the camera, therefore it's fake. Clearly fake.
What I want to do is I want to point out to you that the clips that Jaren is using are clearly CGI. We'll step through that real quick, and we got to ask the question, what is going on here? I think I have the answer, and I just want to shout it out.
And clearly CGI.
So after going into a little bit of detail here, making it look like you've done your homework and this is all well documented, you show this footage of what's supposed to be 160 miles as a flat earth debunk proof. And what you can clearly see is that the footage that you're sharing here, Jaren, is not of a 160-mile sun.
What an idiot!
I didn't show footage that's supposed to be 160 miles. It is 160 miles. You can go look at any map and draw the line between the people who are standing at the observatory and the distance to the mountains. So, not sure where you're missing this one.
Everyone that's watched P900 footage of a sunset knows that this is a sunset taken from ground level, and in order to have this type of detail where you get to see the ripples along the edge like this is zoomed in, probably not all the way to a full optical zoom, like 83x. It's probably short of that.
Oh, you're saying because we see P900 footage that looks like this footage, which is shot with a completely different camera, that tells us what this camera must be showing. Just because you haven't seen 160 miles and I haven't seen 160 miles doesn't mean you can't see 160 miles. And we know we can't see forever. We're saying that in certain conditions, you can see 160 miles. When I say certain conditions, I mean very rare. As I said in my video, it happens once or twice a year.
And I can guarantee everyone that there is no P900 footage of the sun with this kind of detail where it's 160 miles away. Think about it. Think about 160 miles from you. Seeing the sun like this with the P900? It's absurd.
Idiot!
So here's the next clip that you play of a sunset, supposedly that 160 miles. And let's take a closer look at this one.
Oh, what an idiot!
Make this big. I'm just going to let this footage roll a little bit. And I'm going to stop it right about here. Now you can see there is this reflection right here. Okay? Here's the sun. We've got some sort of silhouette here. There is a reflection right at this horizon edge. But then all of what's supposed to be water in this area right here, there is no reflection of the sunset again. Okay? Look at how big the sun is here. They're saying this is 160 miles away. There is no reflection in the water. This reminds me of footage that I took from the beach standing at ground level. Take a look and see what you think. So for my Flat Earth Sunrise compilation in St. Martin, this is some of the very first footage that I ever took. This is a sunrise. And let's take a better look at this.
Wait a second. I thought you said if there's no reflection coming to the camera, that it's fake. Clearly fake. You better go ask Detective Watson over there. Ronnie.
Where's the amazing straight line sun reflection leading straight to the camera's eye? Clearly fake. And let's take a better look at this.
Oh my god, what an idiot!
Well, you already debunked your own video. It's clearly fake. There's no reflection here.
You see this? Do you see the illumination on the clouds local right around the sun? You see, this is a cloud right at the waterline, which is really strange, but you get that reflection right here at the horizon, some sort of a flare. It's interesting, don't understand it completely, but this is a local sunrise. This is with a P900. This is me standing at the edge of the water. Camera's probably 6 feet above the water. The horizon is 3 miles away. That's what it takes in order to get this kind of footage. And it's being promoted by you, Jaren, as being 160 miles away. That's ridiculous.
What an idiot!
Man, you and your boyfriend are impossible. It makes no sense what you're saying. Whether or not the horizon is 3 miles from the observer has nothing to do with the sun. You're telling me that the sun is only 3 miles away? What are you talking about? Makes no sense. You're at the beach, camera level's 6 feet high, then the horizon line is 3 miles away. In the video I was showing, they were at a 1,000-foot peak, looking at mountains almost 2 miles high. Think that's a little different than your situation? Wow.
And then you've got this footage, which, by the way, is absolutely incredible clouds behind the sun footage. I have been shouting this
Clouds
for
behind
a
the
while,
sun.
and you refuse to accept it, or you say that I'm crazy for thinking it, but people that have eyes to see can see that these clouds are behind the sun. Okay, this was shot with a P900. This is very local. Let's give this a little bit better look.
What an idiot.
Dude, do me a favor. Don't call me out anymore. Don't put my name in your videos. I don't even like watching your videos. They make me dumber. Okay? We know that the sun is above the clouds, but it shines through the atmosphere, which means we get an apparent sun from our vantage point. So there might be clouds behind the apparent sun. What difference does that make? The sun is above the clouds, period. Are you saying that the sun comes down into the atmosphere below the clouds? What are you saying? We can just look at all this footage and see exactly what's going on. It's not even difficult. Yeah, we don't see the sun that is up there in the blackness because it's rendering through the atmosphere. And we see the apparent sun. Jeez. Guess we need to have Flat Earth preschool back in session. But I do think I have to commend you on, you and Ronnie both have done, what an excellent job at shoveling bullshit for the last year. Just amazing work.
I don't know where the false background was put into this CGI footage right here. It could be right here at the horizon. Maybe those hills are part of the CGI. But this is obviously P900 footage showing clouds behind the sun, a super close local sun. This is not 160 miles away.
The extremely close apparent sun.
So I did a quick search of YouTube looking for this view that you're pointing out, this Canigou peak seen from Allauch, France. And one of the first clips that showed up is one of the clips that you use in your video. This is the one that I pointed out that shows the clouds behind the sun so well.
So well.
Let's just take a look at this, everyone. And
What an idiot.
it's amazing footage. All right, everyone.
You're an idiot.
Here's some powerful footage, some powerful music. Isn't this the music that you use, David?
Idiot.
That's the music from the video that you said you went and found. That's their music. So now if David uses the same music, what's that mean? Holy Yahoshahu.
Deep inside the rabbit hole, the one person that comments on my comment giving Jaron trouble over using CGI footage. Is this your footage, David? Look at those clouds behind the sun. Do you see this? There are clouds behind the sun. You can see clouds in front of the sun. You can see clouds behind the sun. This is not 93 million miles away. This isn't 3,000 miles away. It's not 1,000 miles away. It's not 160 miles away. You can see clouds behind the sun. These are clouds that are in your view. You can only see 3 miles to the horizon on flat ground. There are clouds behind the sun. And that is proof that you are in a simulation.
The man has lost his frickin' mind. Lost it. It's gone. Clouds behind the sun. It's a close sun. It's an apparent sun. So you might be seeing some clouds behind the apparent sun where it's rendering itself to your vantage point. Means nothing. I guess to you that means that it's CGI footage. I guess these mountains were placed here by CGIs. Yeah. Do you realize that all these images that we're looking at here, all are good proof of the Earth being flat? So you're acting like somebody has set this up. This is a big deception that they're going to put this out there. That what are you talking? This is what they don't want out there. And you're ruining it by making videos saying that I'm deceptive in showing an observation that anyone can go see. That anyone who has money can go to Allauch, France. They can go to that observatory on I think it's November 1st and February 17th or something like that, and watch that for themselves and film it themselves. And so before he erases my comment, I'll read it real quick, but I just said, how does anyone watch your channel? It has to be the worst crap anyone has ever seen. Just because you or I can't see 160 miles doesn't mean shit. Of course we can't see forever. Is 160 miles forever, genius? You said the horizon is 3 miles. Yep, for a person standing at the beach. This particular shot only happens 2 or 3 days a year. It happens because of a perfect setup. You have the sun setting behind a nearly 2-mile high mountain range that comes up just after the water's end. Then you've got 150 miles of water, and that is the Mediterranean Sea that's almost completely landlocked. Then you have an observer at 1,000 feet high on a mountain with the sun setting directly behind the Canigou mountain. I had to do this before, and I will do it again. If you had any balls, rather than being a little crybaby, you'd put your money where your mouth is. You already called me a Satanist and a shill because you and your Benedict Arnold boyfriend decided to say there is no 24-hour sun in Fairbanks, which isn't even in the Northern Circle. So I bet you, so that you would see your mistake and pull your god-awful video, you didn't take the bet, you tucked the 2 inches and ran away. So here's another bet. In my opinion, however, I am a man, not a coward, you should have to do one or the other. Number 1, take down this video that makes baseless and false accusations against me and does damage to one of the top proofs that the earth is a plane. Or 2, take my bet. The bet is this. You and I go to Allauch. We go on November 1st, 2017 or February 16th, 2018. We pay our own trips, we pay the same amount, we film what we see. If we see as the images show at the end of this comment, then you owe me for my trip plus $1,000 for the bet. If we can't see anything and you can't take a photo with your P900 that looks anywhere similar to these hundreds that are online, then I owe you for your trip plus $1,000 for the bet. Or just keep being a total clown, accusing me of everything under the sun simply because you're dumb as shit. So what will it be? Tuck your 2-incher and head back to Ronnie's arms, just like the 24-hour sun in the North bet? Clown. Then he said I need to find Jesus or something like that. So I said, no thanks, I've learned about trusting in men. Just so you see how dumb you look to me, imagine that you know you're not any kind of an agent or shill. Then people go around saying that you are. So how easy does that make things for me? Completely simple. I wouldn't trust you to research a decent place to eat. If your research that led you to worship the man Yamaha or Yamaguchi as God is anywhere near as bad as your research on me, or on this very documented event that happens yearly for hundreds of years, seeing Canigou from Allauch, then you clearly are wrong about your savior. And so far, everything is held true to form. You claim sniping was a hoax? It wasn't. You claim there is no 24-hour sun in Fairbanks because you did shitty research and there isn't supposed to be. You claimed I'm a Satanist. You were wrong. It was actually dumb. So when I hear you say clouds are behind the sun, guess what? I appreciate the research because that means that they aren't. That's how bad your research is. Ronnie is wrong more times a day than a broken clock, so go ahead and keep making claims about me. Claims easily disproven that show your level of research. Eventually, people will see what I do. The scary thing is going through your comments and seeing the people that agree with you. That's scary. And I actually don't mind, because if those people are following me, please stop. Please block me, unsubscribe, please. If you watched the video that he made and thought he made any point that was anywhere near relevant, that because he's never seen 160 miles, therefore you can't see it, well, you're a mess. All right, let me call out some people who I'm hoping are not going to follow me any further. Light Body Mint. LOL, yeah, all the big channels are deceivers. They took control of the movement because Google works with them. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Next. I gotta take that back. The comment above yours was actually even dumber, by Chris Brown, who said, of course, because the sun is 93 million miles away. Yeah. How about Jack Dumphy? Good video. Really, Jack? Oh man, somebody I kind of liked. Flat Earth Photography. Nice work, Jason. Indeed, we can only see so far. The shills debunk themselves.
Oh, you're such an idiot.
I agree. Hidden aspects. Just seeing Jaren with that Pizzagate ex-HuffPost hero reporter made him lose credibility in my eyes. Controlled opposition. Who are you talking about? Nathan? Nathan's not an ex-HuffPost hero reporter. You're thinking of David Seaman, who I hate and have never met. You're a good researcher. George Carlin once said, "Never argue with an idiot. They will only bring you down to their level and beat you with experience." And boy, that statement has never been more true. So Jason, agree to the bet or take this video down. That's what the man thing to do would be. Because you've made accusations again without any proof or evidence again. It's getting to be a habit. And I'm not liking it. So yeah, look what I got to deal with, everyone. It is no fun trying to deal with
Idiots!
none at all. It's absolutely a joke. And these people just don't get it. So I got to deal with it. I know. Doesn't mean I got to like it. And so to those of you who enjoy watching Event Septic or Awake Fools, why? Are you okay? Or Awake Souls, whatever. I mean, my tennis shoes have souls more awake than Jason. Let's put it that way. For the bet, again, you or I, we both go to Allauch, France. We both spend the same amount of money. Pay our own way. Winner takes $1,000 and has their trip paid for. If you're just going to back out from it, then maybe you should think about that next time before you make another video making a bunch of claims about me that are all so completely off base, it honestly boggles the mind. Now, Jason, Ronnie, if you guys want to think that somebody's faking websites, faking videos, and faking photos of this twice yearly event that happens in France, then you go ahead and think that. But I'm here to tell you that you've lost your mind. Okay? So, just trying to help out. Guys, I'll remind you yet again, be kind to each other, don't lie to each other, and don't make videos about me when you don't have a clue what you're talking about. But do remember to open your mind, because there's truth inside. So on behalf of Yanagihara, Yoshoa Guy, and Yashawaga, and Yokinawa, this has been Jeranism. Till next time. Peace!